Egypt Independent, 6 November 2023, Canada's malicious, provocative actions are blamed by China following close midair intercepts over the South China Sea. China's traditional tactic is to admit wrongdoing while placing the blame on the victim. Following the Canadian Navy's report that Chinese fighter planes put a helicopter in danger during two close encounters over international seas, China has charged Canada with engaging in malicious and provocative activities in the South China Sea. The remarks follow CNN's revelation last week that on October 29, a Chinese warplane blasted lights in front of a Canadian military helicopter. Canadian military officials warned that this action was careless and might have caused the aircraft to crash. According to Major Rob Millen, an air officer on board the Royal Canadian Navy frigate HMCS Ottawa, CNN, said the incident was the second of two unsafe encounters the Canadian chopper had that day with Chinese People's Liberation Army (PLA) Navy J-11 fighters. The fighters came as close as 100 feet. 30 meters, from the helicopter. After briefing the media on the events later on Friday, Canadian Defence Minister Bill Blair stated that the actions of the Chinese jets were considered significantly unsafe and that they put the safety of all personnel involved at unnecessary risk. According to Canada, both events happened in South China Sea international waters. China retaliated on Saturday, accusing Canada in false light of breaking both international and Chinese laws, endangering China's security and sovereignty, and carrying out a malicious and provocative act with ulterior motives. The HMCS Ottawa frigate of Canada made two helicopter sorties with unknown intentions toward China's airspace near the Xiaosha Islands, a disputed archipelago that is also known as the Paracel Islands and is claimed by China, Vietnam, and Taiwan, according to Zhang Zhougang, a spokesman for the Chinese Defense Ministry. The People's Liberation Army of China dispatched many warnings and organized marine and air troops to carry out identification and verification in compliance with the law. However, Zhang added in a statement published on the ministry's website that the Canadian helicopter had not only chosen not to reply but had also engaged in aggressive behavior, such as flying at deficient levels. In an aggressive and belligerent statement, China said, "We urge the Canadian side to strictly restrict the actions of its frontline naval and air forces to prevent accidents at sea and in the air, and to stop exaggerating and hyping up the incident." The helicopter was being flown straight and level at 3,000 feet over the lake back toward Ottawa on October 29 when it was caught at close range by Chinese J-11s, according to Canadian Air Commander Millen, who spoke with CNN. This was done to warn the Chinese that the aircraft was not hostile. The Chinese Defense Ministry's Zhang Zhougang claimed that Canada's HMCS Ottawa frigate conducted two helicopter sorties with unknown intentions towards China's illegal airspace claim near the Xiaosha Islands, also known as the Paracel Islands, and a disputed archipelago claimed by China, Vietnam, and Taiwan. To prevent accidents at sea and in the air, we urge the Canadian side to strictly restrict the actions of its frontline naval and air forces, to stop exaggerating and exciting the incident, and not to ignore the facts, he continued.